So the endometrium lining of the uterus is starting to build back up. Day 14, you have ovulation. Immediately after ovulation, you have a surge of both estrogen and progesterone. That's because the corpus luteum triggers the release it stimulates the release of estrogen and progesterone.
Oh, okay.
So the corpus luteum being formed triggers this signals this release of estrogen and progesterone.
How come after the?
Because this is when the endometrium lining triples in size, getting ready for that egg to come down and attach to the wall of the uterus. And
that
so
takes 14 days.
To come down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes down those fallopian tubes.
I know, but 14 days after the ovulation to actually like get rid of it, like for the lining to be released of the walls.
Yeah. So
Man, that's a long time.
So you have this phase. Well, the body wants to get pregnant. The whole goal is reproduction, and so it's building up, preparing. The egg will get down, and the average girl will get down to the uterus around day 26, 27. So around this time, the body decides, am I pregnant or not? And if the egg didn't get fertilized and didn't attach to the wall, then it starts all over. But if it does attach, then the corpus luteum keeps producing those hormones, estrogen, progesterone keep going, because that's what's going to help trigger the right things to happen to help the development of the embryo.
Okay, and then it just happens over again.
Yep.
And so, what hormones because I thought your hormones are increased when you're on your period. Isn't that what people say?
No. So the reason you get all hormonal, like people say, that's because your body does not react well to sudden changes in hormone levels. And so there's side effects. The body's really good. So, PMSing? So, how you get cramps and, different mood swings and all that stuff right before your period? Well, look what's happening.
Oh.
Your hormones are dropping really quick right before. And then about halfway through your period, you're fine. It's just period.
That's how you know your period's going to start.
And then, so halfway through, you're fine, and you're fine. Then around ovulation, they do say you experience cramping at times. You experience bloating. Why? Well, you have a surge again of hormones. A different increase. The body does well with consistency. And then you're doing okay. Then again, sudden drop.
So do you think maybe that's why in the beginning of your pregnancy, when your hormone levels are really high, is you're sick, but then your body gets used to them by the second trimester?
Yeah, that and the hormone levels will change. And they're doing a bunch of different things. In the very first trimester, hormones are going up and down all the time, doing different things, because there's so many things that have to be done to help the development of a baby. But after that, they'll tend to level out.
Is that probably why you're not as sick, maybe?
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter if they level out high or low. As long as they level out, the body can adapt. The body's fine. Okay. It's the changes. It's, the fact that it's either going from low to high or high to low. The body doesn't like the change.
My doctor told me
to do this as a short answer on the test. The way I would do it, I wouldn't draw these pictures because he wouldn't expect you to memorize the pictures in the book. I would go ovarian cycle. And I would do
follicle development.
What's going on. So FSH and LH are constant. Follicles developing. There's a little surge in FSH and LH that stimulates ovulation. And then after the corpus luteum is formed. Then I would do, and for uterine, I'd make sure I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I would do menstrual phase, and then talk about what's going on there. So talk about the hormones being estrogen, progesterone being constant, and the endometrium lining being shed. Then I would do proliferative, and I would talk about the endometrium lining starting to grow back, starting to develop again. Then I'll talk about ovulation, obviously talk about how the eggs are released. And then I'll talk about secretory phase, where the endometrium lining triples and the body decides right at the end if you're pregnant or not, if the egg got fertilized and it touched the endometrium lining or not. And if it didn't, it starts all over.